Hello, Mount Zion family and friends. I want to welcome you to our quarterly report, and I'm just grateful that you are taking some moments out of your busy day to hear some of the updates and some of the things that I think have been important in the life of the church in this past 4 months. Today, I want to share with you 3 very important updates, 3 projects that I believe are very important for the life of the church, aside from all the wonderful things we continue to do as a wonderful faith community that we are. The first update that I want to share with you is about the parsonage. You may remember that on August 17, our congregation had a special church conference where we invited our district superintendent to be part of this process where after almost a year of discerning together out of the leadership retreat that happened in September of 2022, a team of church members and leaders decided that we wanted to explore the possibility of using what we used to call the youth center or the original parsonage of this congregation, to use it in a way that might be more fruitful during this time as we continue to figure out a way to redo, revitalize, and re-energize our youth group. We decided that we wanted to use the parsonage in a way that would benefit families who want to live in Howard County of low income. For that reason, we partnered with a nonprofit, Building Bridges from Howard County, because they are in charge of finding families who are looking for a place where they can pay the rent and continue to have a good life in this wonderful county, Howard County. So out of that church conference, we voted in favor of continuing with that process. And as we have continued to work on all the paperwork with the district, the conference, and negotiating with this nonprofit Building Bridges, how we are going to make this a reality. Now we are at the stage where we are waiting to hear from the county. As you already know, any county, Howard County, has a lot of requirements that we need to fulfill. And now, as we continue to explore what that means, now there's a lot of submitting papers, waiting on responses, hoping that we did it right. It's a time of waiting and being patient, very patient and loving toward the people who are helping us to accomplish this reality in Howard County. I just want to take a moment to express my appreciation, number one, for the hard work that the trustees have been investing in this project, because not only it was a decision to switch the way we use the parsonage and just make a decision and vote on it, they have been working really hard, remodeling a little bit, changing windows, making the house be a wonderful potential home for families here in Howard County. So the trustees have been working really hard. But I also want to take a moment to say thank you to Fred Towner, who has been the driving force along with the trustees to make this project an almost reality. So we ask you that you continue to be in prayers so that we may continue to bless the community with the manifold wonderful assets and tools that we have been given as a congregation. That's project number 1. Project number 2 that I want to give you an update on is related to the pavilion. We are at a point where the pavilion has raised over 62% of the cost that we envision the pavilion will cost. We have fundraised that amount, and the church council, along with the finance committee and everyone who has been involved in these conversations, we have decided that after 60% of collecting the fundraising of the cost of the pavilion, that we were going to move forward with contracting and beginning just to do whatever we need to begin construction of the pavilion. We are at that stage, but kind of like what is happening with the parsonage, now we are waiting to hear what Howard County will require from us to make sure that we do this the right way. So I ask you that you continue to be in prayer for this project as we again are submitting all the paperwork that we need. But most importantly, that as we wait, as we continue to be excited about the possibilities of this pavilion, as it will be used to benefit not just our congregation, but our community, that things will move fast, that things will move forward. And as Chris Davis, who is the chair of trustees, is hoping, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could have our sunrise service in the pavilion next year? The trustees will continue to give you updates, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew exactly where we were. I also want to remind you that if you are in a place of thinking and praying, if you can be one of those people that want to contribute financially to the pavilion, that there is plenty of time and plenty of space for you to be generous and to allow us to fund it outside of the resources that we have. But no matter what happens, we're moving forward and we're very excited. Now, project number 3 that I want to share with you. This past Saturday, September 30th, after a year of planning and praying and thinking and organizing, this Saturday, September 30th at 5 p.m., the gathering got together. The gathering, for those of you who don't know, it's an initiative that also came out of the leadership retreat from September of 2022, where there was a group of people who thought that one of the things that we wanted to do in order to continue to grow as a congregation was to explore an alternative worship experience for people in our community so that they might become part of our congregation. And so the Gathering Initiative was born. And what this means is that the Gathering is basically a dinner church. It is a worship service that happens while we are eating dinner. It is, for those of you who have never heard of a dinner church, it is in many ways the way the Christian church started. As you will remember that early Christians gathered to eat together, to read the scriptures, to share the scriptures, and out of that gathering, they began to transform the world. So the gathering was launched September 30th, and I'm happy to let you know that it was a wonderful first gathering service. We have over 30 people who attended the service. We continue to explore the ways that this service will continue to evolve, but as of this time, we are planning to offer the service once a month. As we continue to figure out how to do it, how to sustain it, how to continue to make it grow, this may change. The time may change, the day may change, how often we do it may change. But I just want you to keep this gathering service in your prayers. This service is designed to include people with young families, older people, young people, new people, all type of people. All people are invited. The gathering is a type of service for those of you or those who are not interested in coming to a traditional worship service. This is a type of service that is inclined to attract people who have a different working schedule, and it's really hard for them to come on Sunday morning to church. So we just wanted to offer an alternative for them. Now, looking forward to where we are in the life of the church. We are in the midst of the church conference season for all of us. And what that means simply is that a lot of us, some of us are happy, some of us are not happy. We have to write reports. And we're going to gather on October 10th at 5 p.m. over Zoom to celebrate our church conference. It is really, in many ways, an administrative requirement, but it's also a moment where we get to meditate and celebrate the ministries of the church, of all the wonderful things that have happened in the life of Mount Zion this past year. So what that means is not only that we submit reports, but it's also a time to recruit new members, recruit new leaders to be part of committees and teams. It is a time when we're starting to think about the budget for next year and the blessings of where we want to place our interest and an effort in the work of the church. So it is an important part of the work that we do. So I hope that as we're looking forward to that if you have time, that you might be able to join us on October 10th. We're going to place the information here in this video so you know the time and a link to the Zoom gathering so that you might be able to come and be part of this. I also want to take a moment to say thank you and to meditate and to celebrate the ways Mount Zion continues to grow and continues to look forward to the work that God is doing among us and the work that God will continue to do through us. So I hope that if you have a moment that you can join us in that service. You already know we are in this the last 4 months of the year, and as you already know, it seems to me at least that this last 4 months are just gonna go by really fast. In the life of the church, we're already planning what's gonna come ahead. We're already thinking not only of budgets, we're also thinking of the stewardship campaign. We're also thinking about what Advent is going to look like and Christmas. And don't forget, Thanksgiving in the middle of all of that. It is a wonderful time. It is a great opportunity for us as a church to continue to be mindful of how blessed we have been this year, and also to continue to share in service and in prayers, and to continue to share the many blessings of the work that God has given us through this congregation. I'm looking forward to the end of this year, and honestly, I just hope that these 5 minutes of report will just be a time for you to be encouraged, because despite of everything that has been happening in the world and the many changes that we all have experienced, our congregation continues to be strong, continues to be generous, continues to move forward, and continues to see what God is calling us to do in the present and near future. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you soon.